every wrong step could bring disaster as our players attempt to cross this bridge and win a prize package worth over $5,000. So watch now as they brave the dangers to win a fortune on Pitfall. Come on, Dan, you should know better. You're standing on a pitfall. Hang on, Rosemary. You're right. That's one, too. And now here comes the man to guide you through all the pitfalls, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, John Barton. Always a great pleasure having you folks tune us in here on Pitfall. You noticed our champion, Dan, looking very serious that time on the elevator. That's because he knows it's getting to be more and more difficult reading this audience, coming up with the way they arrive at the most popular response to all these crazy questions I have in each half hour. We're going to put him and the challenger to work right now, but let's meet them up close, shall we?
First, here comes the challenger, Alex. She says she'll try anything once, or twice, including mountain climbing or skydiving. She's Rosemary Smiley. And our champion, who will try to bring his total winnings to more than $20,000 on today's show, Dan Wanamaker.
Hello, players. Rosemary, a pleasure to welcome you to Pitfall. I jumped out of a plane once, too. Actually, I didn't jump. Somebody pushed me. Good thing I was wearing a parachute at the time. You know how you earn points on this game?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Then I don't have to explain it?
No.
All right, we play a 5-point or 5-minute game, whichever comes sooner. You ready to go?
Ready.
Audience, ready, please. If only. How often do we say or think those words? Well, if only I could do one of these things, life would be terrific. If I could lose weight, be a little more outgoing, make more money, or make more friends. Which one of these applies to you? Vote on it as quickly as you can. And Dan, you tell me, if only.
I'm cynical. I want to make more money.
Money. Going for the bucks. Rosemary? On this show, we have a standard rule. When in doubt, go for sex. But there is nothing up there that has to do with sex, so you're on your own.
I think nowadays people are more weight conscious, so I'll go for number one.
Weight ties in with health, and people are into that.
Right, running and jogging.
Every day when I drive to the studio, I see people jogging. It doesn't matter whether it's pouring rain or whether the sun is shining. They're out there in their little suits huffing and puffing. Let's find out if they're doing it to lose weight or if they're really interested in making more money. This crowd wants to make more money. Yes, indeed. Without speaking, what's the best way to communicate? Is it with your eyes, your lips, your fingers, or your arms? No talking. Vote on that. Rosemary?
I think eye contact.
The best way to communicate without speaking is with your eyes?
Eye contact, right.
All right, Dan. Lips, fingers, arms.
Tough one. Tough. Without speaking, you can say... So I'm going for lips. Number 2.
Okay. Audience, what did you say? The best way to communicate without speaking is with the eyes. Rosemary had first choice and made it pay off with a pit pass. Now, on a previous show, our audience told us that the best room in the house for disputes was the kitchen, right? Now you tell me, ladies and gentlemen, in which room of the house do you do your best thinking? You do that in the bedroom, the kitchen, the living room, or the bathroom? Your best thinking. You're not fighting with anyone now, you're thinking. Dan?
I'll do mine in a biffy.
All right. Rosemary?
Oh, gee. Maybe in privacy people do a lot of thinking. I'll go for number 1.
Oh, is your bedroom a very private place?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So's his bathroom. Let's find out what the audience said. They said bathroom also. They're going along with Dan. The most erogenous spot on your body. That's the one that's going to turn you on, correct? The most erogenous spot. Is it your lips, your ears, your thighs, or your chest? Give me a vote from 1 to 4. Lady covered her mouth on it and said, oh, I don't know whether to answer. Rosemary.
Oh, gee.
Well, think of yourself for a moment. What's the most erogenous spot on your body? John introduced you as a wild, crazy girl who's willing to try anything. You can tell us. I'm sure it isn't going to do any harm.
think I'll be adventurous and go for thighs.
Okay. Dan?
I'm one great big erogenous zone. And I don't know what they are. But I'm going to go for chest.
Dan goes for chest. Rosemary went for thighs. And I'll tell you, I sort of go along with Dan. My whole body is in erroneous zone. Audience, what did... No, erogenous. Yes. What did you say? You said thighs. Going along with Rosemary. She ties the game. 2 points apiece. The slimiest food is one of these. Oysters, raw eggs, squid, or eels. Slimiest food. Ew. Dan. Oysters, raw eggs, squid, or eels?
Depends on whether you've cooked it or not.
No. Cook what?
The
oysters?
eels and the squid.
That makes sense.
I'm going to go with oysters.
Oysters. Rosemary, the slimiest food.
I think they're all pretty slimy. I'll go with eels.
I went with an eel once. You've selected number 1, Dan, and Rosemary selected number 4, and the audience's preferred response was number 4. And Rosemary gets a point. You know what that means? That means the game's over. And although he has won $17,666, we've got to say goodbye to Dan Wanamaker because Rosemary Smiley is our new Pitfall champion. Come on, Rosemary, get over here with me. I get to hug you. Dan wouldn't let me do that. So long, Dan. Congratulations. You're a good player. We're going to take a ride now, Rosemary, and we'll come back in a minute or two after some commercials, and you and I will play the Pitfall round. New champion after about a week of Dan Wanamaker on Pitfall, and her name is Rosemary Smiley. And in a moment, Rosemary, I'm going to take you upstairs to our bridge and see if you can cross those 8 sections safely to win a big prize. Dan did beautifully, won over $17,000. You could exceed that total very easily. You're a good player.
I hope so.
All right. As you know, in our light show, we light up each section at random, but the 3 pitfalls, those bad sections in which you lose time, are going to light up twice. The 5 good sections will light up 1 time only. You ready?
Right.
Let's dim the lights, turn around. Here we go. Figure it out? You earn 2 pit passes in the match. Make your selection right now. You have to use some strategy, of course, if you're sure where all the pitfalls are, whether you want to take the 2 passes early on or later in the round, if you feel confident about answering questions. Number 1? No? Number 5. Got number 5. 1 more to pick. 5 and 7. Let's go up top. See if it works for her. Here we are, Rosemary. Coming up in the elevator, she says, I didn't get them. She's not certain that she made the right choice. Did you think number 1 was a pitfall?
Yeah.
Okay, I did too. Well, you know then that what's going to happen is that early on, if you give me a right answer, you're going to take a fall, go down and lose some time, but it's good to get it out of the way early, because then it's clear sailing for you. Every correct answer, an additional $100 in cash. You'll have a total of 100 seconds. You've got 2 pitfall passes in your hand, and hopefully you're going to make it all the way over to here, so you get to enjoy this prize.
You and a friend will be on your way to sunny Playa Blanca, Mexico. Your vacation package includes round-trip airfare, ground transportation, 3 weeks, double accommodation, and your meals. Rosemary, your prize is worth $5,080.
Fabulous vacation. I know you want to get away from all the bad weather and everything like that, and work and people who bug you, right?
Right.
Go there with somebody special in your life. Here we go. In Snow White, 100 seconds on the clock. When the witch wanted to know who was the best-looking kid in town, who did she ask?
The mirror.
The mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Go ahead. Number 1, And it's a pitfall, as we thought. But that's all right. It's right at the beginning. You've got over 80 seconds, and we're going to stop the clock if you give me a correct answer to this one. What would Robin Hood stick in his quiver?
Pass.
Arrows. What famous naval hero got sent home pickled in a keg of rum?
Pass.
Lord Nelson. Which is the Buckeye state, Oklahoma or Ohio?
Oklahoma.
No, it's Ohio. What does a milliner do for a living?
Men's shoes.
No, makes hats. According to military slang, what's the state of things when there's been a snafu?
Pass.
It's all messed up. There's only one animal you can get lard from. Which animal?
Pass.
The hog. Name the mythical Scottish village that appears for one day every 100 years.
Pass.
Brigadoon. Where would a woman wear her yashmak?
On her head.
On her head, no, that's not specific enough. Over her face, it's a veil worn in public. Budapest is the capital of what country?
Oh, Turkey.
No, Hungary. True or false? The fingerprints of identical twins are always the same.
False.
False, that's right. Stop the clock. Bring her up. Hey, how about that? Da, 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 da. Rosemary, are you having a good time?
Great.
You like it down there in the pits, don't you? I went through about 8 questions. You used up our whole questions for the week.
Really?
We have no more to go. But you've got 25 seconds, so let's
good.
pick it up and start from there. All right, let's see if you can make up for it now. At the market, they are sold as acorns, giant yellows, and crooknecks. What are they?
Nuts.
Squashes. In professional football, you have what team for Washington?
Pass.
The Redskins. The continent is called Australia. How many countries are actually on that continent?
10.
No, 1. Australia. Where is the Rosetta Stone? In the British Museum or in Tiffany's in New York? Oh, we're out of time. And you have set a new record. You've made it to square one. Here, I'll show you what it's like to get to the end. Come along with me, Rosemary. We're going to take a commercial break and show everybody where the pitfalls were. You come with me, yes. Goodbye. Champion, Rosemary Smiley. Not too much to smile about in that pitfall round. $100 in cash, but an opportunity to defend her championship against this young fella. Bring him on.
Meet him right now. He's a commerce student who describes himself as zesty, single, and jovial. So I bet you just can't wait to meet Michael McFarland.
Hi, Michael. Zesty, single, and jovial. Sounds like the Three Stooges, doesn't it? Are you ready to go?
You betcha.
You saw Rosemary in the pitfall round. Did you think you could have answered most of those questions?
No, she was one up on me.
She was one up on you. Oh, boy, we know what kind of a match we're going to have now. Turn on time, ladies and gentlemen. The most powerful aphrodisiac is one of these. Fame, power, money, or glamour. Vote on that for me right now, please. Rosemary, you're a good player. Tell me, which of these answers the audience preferred? The most powerful aphrodisiac. In other words, the big turn-on.
The big turn on. Gee.
Which one?
I think the audience might pick money.
Money.
Number 3.
When in doubt, go for sex or cash. Michael?
Oysters. Oh,
Wrong question.
glamour, I think.
That's the old slimy food answer. You're going for glamour, she went for money, and the audience went for fame as the most powerful aphrodisiac.
Whoa.
You hear the applause? They were applauding themselves because neither one of these players got the answer. Most women would like to look what? More youthful, more sophisticated, more approachable, or more interesting? Give me your votes. Think about the women you know if you're not a woman right now. Michael?
Well, I would go with youthful, I think.
They want to look young. We don't have Slim up there, Rosemary.
Well, I think being a woman myself,
You are?
Yeah.
Good. Then I was correct in my assumption.
I think no matter what age, I think you always want to be sophisticated.
Sophisticated. I have a feeling the audience may have tricked you two this time again. Let's see if I'm right. No, they went for youthful. That means Michael picks up a point. No doubt about it, folks. Absolutely too much of this on television. Sports, news, comedy, and sex. But you can't take all of them. You've got to vote for one. Which one do you think they voted for, Rosemary? Sports, news, comedy, or sex? Too much of it on television.
too much. I think maybe the audience might go for too much sex on TV.
I told you, when in doubt, go for sex on this show. It works all the time. Michael?
When I was looking at the audience, I think there's a lot of women out there, and I think they're too much sports.
That's a good choice also. You're right, there are a lot of women who voted on that question. Let's find out what the audience's preference was. They said sports. Look at that, you're right. Good going, Michael. Interpersonal relationships dealt with on this question. Most men want their women to be less, what? Extravagant, stubborn, aggressive, or flirtatious? Those selector switches going. Less extravagant, stubborn, aggressive, or flirtatious. Michael?
Well, I know I want women to be more aggressive.
You do?
More flirtatious, but less extravagant.
All right. That's a nice way of figuring it out. Rosemary?
Oh, I think men may want their women less flirtatious.
Okay. Let's find out. Audience, what did you have to say? You said flirtatious. That's a point for Rosemary. Notice we have a lot of married people up there. Good. You'll like this question. What's the best excuse for not making love? A headache? A sick stomach? Too tired? Or no interest? The best excuse. Rosemary.
Oh, no.
You come up with the right answer on this one, you can tie the match.
Oh.
The best excuse for not making love.
The best excuse, well, the best well-known is headache. I'd have to go with headache.
You don't have to, but that's what you
I
choose
think I
to go with. Should go with a headache. Michael?
Well, I think some of those women up there have been married more than 3 years. It's probably to the point of no interest.
3 years and no interest. Imagine how young he is. 14. Audience, the best excuse for not making love is a headache. I could never figure that out. It's one part of the body that's really not that involved at that point. It's all tied up, 2 points for each of you. Let's go on to this one. Hopefully we'll break the tie. What's the best cure for a hangover? Is it a beer, a Bloody Mary, milk, or coffee? You tell me, folks. You look like a bunch of boozers. Michael, the best cure for a hangover. Got to be one of those.
Don't stop. I think that the best cure for hangover, for me, and probably for the audience, a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee is going to do it. That'll snap you right back in. Rosemary.
Snap me back in.
I didn't say snap you back in. He said a coffee will snap him back in.
I'm thinking out loud.
Oh.
I think a hangover.
The best cure according to this audience.
Cure, according to this audience.
Time's up. Give me an answer quickly.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary will do it. All right. If you're right, you remain champion. If Michael's right, he's the new champion. If neither one of you are right, we'll go on to another question. Audience, what'd you say? A Bloody Mary? All right. Rosemary gets another pit pass, 3 points to win the game. Congratulations, my dear. Michael, got to say goodbye to you. Good having you on Pitfall. Take care. We're going to take a commercial break, back out of here, and come back to play the Pitfall round after this. And she's going to go farther than one section. You can believe me on that. Welcome back to Pitfall, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who watched her in an earlier Pitfall round might have come to the conclusion that she is no rocket scientist. Not so. She assures me that this time she's going to do very well. The first time out, she was a little nervous. Okay, going to show her where the pitfalls are now. Going to light them up 2 times. Everything else lights up once. Turn around, dim the lights for Rosemary and me, and here we go. Oh, no, there you go. Don't start second-guessing yourself again now. All you've got to do is pick 2. Number 2 and number 4. Hang on. You think those are the right ones? If you're right and you make it all the way across, you get these prizes.
For your home, you'll receive a quality dining room suite with table, 4 chairs, china hutch, and sideboard in beautifully crafted oak. And for your floors, 30 yards of luxurious deep pile carpeting. Rosemary, for your kitchen, a large capacity 3-door refrigerator freezer, making the value of your prize $5,015.
Over $5,000. May I have 100 seconds showing on the clock? Rosemary, I want to wish you lots of luck. What do you got there? You got number 2 and 4. Okay. What was Buffalo Bill's last name?
Pass.
Cody. When Old King Cole called for his fiddlers, how many showed up?
3.
3 is right. You can move on to number 1. And you're safe. In a famous battle, Wolfe defeated Montcalm on the plains of Abraham. In what country?
Pass.
Canada. You're cooking escargot. What's the main flavoring you're going to use?
Garlic.
Garlic is right. Give me the pit pass for number 2. Move across that on to number 3. And that's a pitfall going down, down, down with a minute and 10 seconds approximately left on the clock. Give me a correct answer to this and we'll stop it. Whose motto is float like a butterfly, sting like a bee?
Muhammad Ali.
That's it. Stop the clock. 58 seconds. Bring her up. The lady is way ahead of her progress in the last show. Clock will start again as I begin this question. J.R. Ewing is the leading heavy on what television series?
Dallas.
Dallas is right. Move on. Give me the pit pass for number 4. You're on to 5. For what course would the waiter bring you your sweetbreads?
First course.
No, the main course. It's a dish. True or false? To wiggle your ears, you use your deltoid muscles.
True.
No, deltoids raise the arms. Which is the largest, a bushel or a peck?
Bushel.
Bushel is right. You can move on to number 6. And you're going down again with about 30 seconds to go. You're in good shape. We'll stop the clock if you give me a right answer. In most books, what side are odd-numbered pages on, the right or the left?
Right.
Right is right. Bring her up. Stop the clock. 19 seconds. You're in good shape. Here we go. If you're a 177-pound boxer, are you a lightweight, a middleweight, or a heavyweight?
Middleweight.
No, heavyweight. True or false? Insomniacs are sleepwalkers.
True.
No, somnambulists are sleepwalkers. Which state has the smallest population, Alaska or Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
No, Alaska. Name the Israeli prime minister that was once a Milwaukee school teacher. Roll to my ear, and we're out of time, and we got to say goodbye. See you next time on Pitfall. Goodbye, everybody. Come on, Rosemary. We'll run.
Pitfall guest accommodation is provided by the Inn at Denman Place in Vancouver. In a class by itself, quiet elegance, careful service, and the experience of a unique hotel, the Inn at Denman Place near English Bay and Stanley Park.
Hello, I'm Tom Dunn.
And I'm Sarah Lee Kessler.
Starting September 14th, Channel 9's News at Noon will cover more of your world with New York's only hour-long midday report.
We'll have headline news and features about people and places.
Ken Pruitt with the business report.
Film and theater critic Judith Christ.
Mary Ann Pedersen on family activity.
And family medical guidance from Dr. Lendon Smith.
Plus consumer updates, shopping tips, and visits to affordable restaurants.
News at Noon, a full hour. Join us starting September 14th.